blessed ones of the nations of the world. This is your brother Dan Moses of Say Yaw Sakoti of TRC, Ghana, saying to you from the land of America, where I'm being murdered in the 21st century for being an African, just to cover up heinous crimes against Ghana and humanity. From that land of America, I welcome you to the program New World Disorder by saying to you, welcome, welcome, Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagiton, welcome, Nganjoni, Benvindo, you are welcome, Kuso Diwo, to San Senyor Okukulaba, Mauya, Mingalaba, Boye, Malamu, Karibo, Ekabo, no, o Sanu Bezua, Enquandehena, Mitash, Duburo, Prezaluvat, Bine I Vinit, Bariga Lust, Vita Iche, Ayubon, the Budoya, welcome, Estam, Ozot. Walang Anumang, bienvenido, namaste, swagatam, kush amade, Baruch, haba marahaba, Wangyong haminida, Wangyin nyejeko, anyamime nyejeko, we zolo novio, miawezo, Akwaba to the program, Testimony New World Disorder. Testimony New World Disorder, as we know, is the program through which we get to know what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and lies that are willfully made up by some of the very people that we trust to be there for humanity and the nations of the world, and yet have willfully chosen to be dealing with humanity so treacherously by their deception, delusion, and lies, having brought humanity and the nations of the world to this present global helplessness. But we are not moved because by the grace of God, we as well get to receive some divine guide, divine direction, divine insight that we may know what to do, even in the face of this global man-made Jacob's trouble. So, blessed ones of the nations of the Wakwaba to the program, Testimony New World Disorder. Humanity and the nations of the world, I want to strengthen the heart of the noble people of Ghana to understand that we are dealing with a very sensitive issue that borders on the entire human race, borders on the integrity and the image on the United Nations and international authorities. So I have been very circumspect. It was for the fact that the willful intent to get me murdered in America by the Montgomery County Police, the operators of this terror cell, the U.S. government, the terror network of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, supported by the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, which called for me to show us some evidence, a gist of evidence that we get to understand that there are records and countless unimaginable evidence in regarding the heinous killing of our people that must be handled with extra care so far as the image of some diplomatic stakes are concerned. The truth is the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, there is no way that he should be allowed to sit as the president as I speak this day. The International Criminal Court should have arrested him long ago and get him prosecuted, tried, and thrown to jail for willful killing of our people, which thing he did not begin when he became the president. The ICC knows that he has been before the ICC long before the global stakes put him on the throne of Ghana to further their agenda of willfully covering up the crimes before the ICC. So Ghana and humanity, we were, by the grace of God, giving the noble Ghanaian people the direction, what exactly did God need them to do, not need us to do as a people, as a nation. But the government of Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, their cronies in America, the states that are willfully killing our people in secrecy, the new terrorists, and that's why I call them before the United. They are the new terrorists. They would not have us see the peace, the unity, the restoration, the good of Ghana. So they must continue to see to get me eliminated from life, which has called for us to shift quickly and give the noble people of Kenya understanding as to who this Millicent Bongo, the operators of this terror cell, who she is and how dangerous they are to the entire human race. So, dignified ones of the nations of the world, I uh, it was because of the unfolding in America, the willful intent by the government to murder me, to cover up the killing of Africans, cover up the killing of Ghanaians. That called for me to show us a gist of evidence that we know that Ghana as a state, we know very little about uh, uh, the loss of the precious life of Dr. Busumu Kofi Annan. It is the state itself, the government itself, that is willfully covering up uh, the loss of the life of Dr. Busumu Kofi Annan. He was killed in secrecy. I say it plainly. Um, Humanity and the nations of the world. Akwaba to the program. Testimony, New World Disorder. So, blessed ones of the nations of the world, welcome to the program Testimony, New World Disorder, where the focus now remains on Millicent Bongo, the operators of these terror cells, for the sake of the noble Kenyan people and Ghana and humanity. Blessed ones of the nations of the world. Let's get the picture as to where exactly Millicent Bongo and her family and the operators of this terror cell came in. When we might think that I came to live here in October of 2019. That's our thought. But no, they have been part of the crime covering network for the US government as far back as 2013. So let's begin to know Kenya, where they came, how they were drafted into the crime network. Ghana, in the year 2011, thus the US undercover agent, America, has shown us her face because no African will be killed and covered up. I will not be murdered and covered up in the interest of US undercover agent who has killed my people, tortured, gotten my children tortured and abducted, and is seeking to get me murdered after killing my family members. This the US undercover agent in a plot with the man who now calls himself the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, and his terror network, which has been operating against Ghana undercover, so far as the crimes of this U.S. undercover agent is concerned, way before President Mills became president of Ghana. That terror network, together with the CIA, the U.S. Embassy, Ghana, plotted with this US undercover agent, got my own brother of the same mother and father, Samuel Sarkodie. I show his face because, like the US undercover agent, this so-called brother of mine, it is never possible for me to ever call him my brother that I knew him to be. He's too dangerous, and I must be protective of my life, must value my life, else he would end my life in secrecy, just like he has with the new terrorists and the stakes in America, cut short the precious life of my uncle in secrecy. So I show us his face because he's no longer worth being called my brother. That is why I had to show us his face. Dignified ones, the U.S. undercover agent with the U.S. embassy, the CIA, with the CIA operatives in Ghana, they set up this individual of my family, the US undercover agent. How did she did that? They bought his mind with a 6-bedroom mansion and a 33-seater DAF as far back as 2007 when the cover of the US undercover agent got blown. They must lay, and Akufo must lay that long trap. Eventually, when all their plots against to get me eliminated from life doesn't work, they must use my brother to aid their crime network, to help them to get me lynched. That lynching was orchestrated by the US Embassy, the US undercover agent, stakes in the United Kingdom, some in Canada. They working together, CIA operatives and FBI agents working together with the US Embassy Ghana. Eventually, they sending the kidnappers and lynchers, if there is any word like that, to come lynch me on the soil of Ghana on the 6th of April 2011. God helped me. People came to my rescue. They threatened that whoever would like to come to my rescue, they will kill that individual. So they were all, the individual were afraid. They had to flee for their life. They converted the lynching while after giving me bleeding wounds, tie me my hands and my feet, drove me, they kidnapped me like over 6 hours away from the city where they kidnapped me, Gulf City. The kidnapping involved so-called preachers, Paul Ambene, Emmanuel of 25 Fenion Street, Anaya of the Amia Anas Amia Ariminas crime network, Michael Hassan. So these were the squads were sent to come lynch me. They failed in their lynching attempt. They converted it to kidnapping, took me out to a forest that have their crime network in Jamati Puni, where they were to dope me in concoction and destroy my healthy mental status. That if even I ever escape, I would be drooling Mikasa Nansio Fifrimanua, who would listen to me. You understand? God helped me. You see, while I was in the hands of the kidnappers and they were killing me, the US undercover agent has placed a call to one of the kidnappers whom she has bought to get an assurance that they are done with me. I'm dead. I'm not longer going to be released. They have me, understand? And to give her the assurance that she can go ahead and enjoy her money with the individual whom she intended was in her life to get married to, which the U.S. government, the FBI, the police of the state of New York had to suspend her relationship with the individual of their intelligence service, to suspend their relationship and come set me up to get her married to me. So while I was I was getting killed in the Jamati Pony forest, she has called on the phone from US, has been giving the assurance that I am never going to be, I am done. You have finished with me. So that gave her the impetus to continue her extramarital sex with the individual who has been in her life all through our marriage, ever since, even after the setup marriage, and she having had a child for me. Still, they must find me to take me out and give her to this individual of her boyfriend in the intelligence service. Don't be surprised. The Montgomery County Police, who have acted worse than terrorists in this very issue. I call them as they are. In this very issue, America, I want us to know that the Montgomery County Police have acted worse than terrorists would do. I'm not saying they have acted worse than terrorists would do in this issue. They watch behind for their undercover agent to engage in extramarital sex behind her own married husband. That is why they hate me so much and must make up all sorts of false evidence against me. I don't mind. Humanity, So I escaped. God help me, I escaped the kidnapping. I had to, because of how much the Nana Addo Akufo Addo's crime network was determined to tear down the government of President John Evans Fifi Atamils, under whose rule they totally disregarded and hijacked the Ghana Police Service, hijacked the entire state, and got me kidnapped. I had to flee Ghana back to the US for the sake of the President John Evans Fifi Atamils and his administration. I loved the man long before he became president. There are countless records. This one says countless records that there has been a relationship between me and President John Evans Fifi Atamils long before he became president. There are records of evidence in these crimes against humanity. This one says the ever sure evidence. Documents upon documents. This one is this one says kidnapped, but still kidnapped, but still. So Ghana, there is no way Nana Addo Akufo-Addo can get away and would ever get away with his crimes against our state and our people, irrespective the state is put in his hands, and he's doing as he pleased with playing the Ghana Police Service. He's hoping that that's not good. Aquaba to the program testimony. He was disorder. Blessed ones. When while I was in the hands of the kidnappers, the undercover agent was being made to engage in extramarital sex with her boyfriend, hoping that it is finished. They have the opportunity to spend their millions, which they have made in secrecy, just like all the crime sticks at the expense of marriage. Because I would die at the Jamatimponi forest, and I will never be seen again. So she was, she thought it was done with me, engaging in extramarital sex. God help me, I escape. I come back to America. Not She only got to know of my arrival in America on the day when I was in the flight at the Kotoka International Airport. That was when I called her because she was too jealous. I was coming to her because we were still married. She had my two tortured and abducted children. We were in the same. I was coming to my family, my children, and my household. So I must take precautionary measures because if he had known, she would have reinforced her agenda and get me killed before I left Ghana for America to come fight for justice. So I got to America and quickly, her guilty conscience for willfully plotting to get me assassinated, to get me lynched, will not let her live freely. So, in fear and in guilt, she had gone to and her guilty of extramarital sex behind me. She had gone to carry out a pregnancy test behind me, and unfortunately for her, the facility, the place where she want to carry the medical facility where she want to carry out the pregnancy test, they had called the home. At the time, I was around the home phone, and I answered it, and they unfortunately they gave the report of a secret pregnancy test that she wanted to carry out behind me, because she was afraid that when I was kidnapped and she was engaging in she was engaging in sex behind me, she had gotten pregnant. So when I arrived in US, I had to quickly go carry out the pregnancy test to be sure that she's not pregnant for the individual. So when I got to know the report, she had to strategize of devising strategy with the Montgomery County Police, the FBI. She had to willfully abuse my children to the point that she was strategizing to use that to get me respond in a way so that she would call the police that there's a domestic violence, and then they would come and take my children and take her away. So she willfully devised this strategy with her mother. in the state of New York. And for almost like 3 weeks, when I came back, I was just living peacefully and quietly with my children. No matter what she did, in spite of the abuse of my children, I would not respond violently. You understand? So on the 11th, on the 13th of June 2011, I arrived back in America in the month of May. So like 2 months, just like about a month after I've lived with her, she had gone to carry out the pregnancy test. She has resorted to abusing my children. She then decided on the 13th of June, collude with the Montgomery County Police, the FBI, to get my children abducted for her. And then the next day, that was the 13th of June 2013, where they committed these crimes of abducting my children because her guilty conscience of me having the home phone, our cell phones, they are all hacked, and the FBI, the Montgomery County, they listen to our phone calls, for protection, so they know whatever I'm communicating with people. If I say anything concerning her to anybody, then they will disclose it to me. So after now, my phone is hacked, my internet, everything. So they relayed a message to her that the FBI, the Montgomery County, they relayed a message to her that she's exposed because the hospital has relayed the information to me that she had gone to carry out pregnancy test, and I now know. So after their abuse of my children, strategy to get the children out of the home didn't work. She colluded with the Montgomery County Police and got my children abducted on the 13th of June 2011. The next day, they brought the same police to come attack me at the home and then use the hospital where the undercover agent work in a daytime as an open job, to use that facility and their sister hospital to make up medical records against me. You understand how dangerous he is? A day after she did that evil, humanity and the nations of Aquaba to the program Testimony New World Disorder. The conclusion that made me she has abducted my children. We are no longer together as a husband and wife. I had to relocate to a place, a new residence, where I became a tenant at for almost 2 years. When I go to work, this undercover agent, because she wants a legal custody of our tortured and abducted children, she would come meet my landlady in a home where the FBI, Montgomery County Police, have put me under 24/7 surveillance. They were persecuting me. They were making the landlord willfully make up false evidence in a plot with this undercover agent against me to get me incriminated, so that before the court of law, they can have a criminal record against me, so she can use it to cover herself to get legal custody of my children. God helped me one day in the month of April. The landlord, after constant abuse, verbal abuse, and her strategy is use the landlady getting me persecuted with the police, verbal abuse, so that there will be like any act of me responding with violence. They bring in the police, find me to throw me to jail. They make up criminal records against me. Then she will stand on that for legal child custody. All did not work. So after meeting with my landlady called Mary Emila for to make up, to strategize and to make up false evidence against me with the police, they eventually decided that the Montgomery County Police, in cahoot with the court and the U.S. undercover agent, the Mary Emila landlady, they should go under the cover of darkness on a Saturday where, you see, uh, when I got to know that the undercover agent, God helped me, because one day during the verbal abuse of the Mary Emila lady, God made her confess that, where is your husband? I said, where is my wife? Which wife are you talking about? I don't know of any wife that you are talking about. Your wife, you don't know of, I don't know of any wife. My wife, she confessed, my wife has been coming to the home to meet her when I go to work, but I don't know. She was telling me all this. So, from that day, I knew that I had to move from that dangerous environment. So, in a month of on April 8, 2013, I've gone to rent. I have come to see Millicent Bongo husband, so called George, and I've seen their ad of advertising a room. I've come to see her on that Saturday. We have arranged. I've paid. He was willing to give the room to me. I paid for my rent. I had to go quickly to the U-Haul place, rent a truck to come start packing my luggage from the home, because I needed to move out immediately, since it has been clear that the landlord had openly confessed to me that the undercover agent was meeting behind me with her. It was too dangerous that I had to leave the environment. On that same day that I had gone to rent, I've come to pay my rent to Millicent Bongo and uh, George, the husband of Millicent Bongo. I've paid my rent to them. I've gone to rent the U-Haul truck. I started packing my luggage from the home quickly before they succeed in getting the police to attack me or get me shot, that I'll lose my life in such a dangerous environment. But as smart as the Montgomery County Police, they have colluded with the Rockville court to, uh, while I was packing my luggage in the middle of the night, they wanted to get every evidence against me at that home, in covering up for the Millicent Bongo, for the Mary Emila landlady and the undercover agent. Before I would flee from, I was succeeding in leaving the home. So that night that I started packing in the afternoon. So up till late evening, I was still packing. They quickly went under the cover of the night, go generate a fictitious warrant, backdate it, pretend as though they are looking for me and they don't know my whereabouts. The same Montgomery County Police and the FBI who have kept me under that torture chamber of Mary Emila's residence and were torturing and persecuting me. They have to pretend they don't know me, and they have backdated the warrant, went for it under cover of the night, drove to my home while I was parking, attacked me, arrest that I'm under arrest, took me to detention, took me to the prison for 3 days, while I've come to meet um, the husband of Millicent Bongo to come, uh, and I've paid for my rent, and I was moving out. While I was in jail, what the Montgomery County Police, the crime sticks, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo and his terror network, what they have done is, because it is money, mansions, and cars. That must be the general reward for all those who uh, aid in the crimes and the covering up of the crimes. Kenya, noble people of Kenya, as far as 2013, Millicent Bongo and the husband, the household, the US government, the government of the crime network of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo, who calls himself the president, they have bought Millicent Bongo and the husband with all the necessary money that they needed. Because I was coming to live after the jail, I'll be coming back to live in the home. And it is the home, 2013, this home, that was going to be used for to further the crime and the crime covering. So, noble people of Kenya, you will realize that the husband of Millicent Bongo, so called George, he has been in Kenya. He's now living in Kenya. The money that they made the money that they made at the expense of the blood of your people. In 2007, when Rick Warren, the so-called preacher and arms dealer, had infiltrated your nation, and the end result was bloodbath situation, the killing of your people. Millicent, Bongo, and her husband George must collude with the religious stakes, the crime network of Nana Addo Akufo by Millicent Bongo and her husband. Just like they bought my own brother of the same mother and father, money mansions and cars. And car. They bought Millicent Bongo, they paid them. George is now living in Kenya for years now. And the blood of the people of Kenya, the money that they made out of. That's why they have changed the money into hotel and restaurant business. And the Millicent Bongo is stuck here in America. This is just the beginning of Kenyan people getting to know who Millicent Bongo and the husband are. They made their millions at the expense of the blood of the noble people of Kenya, at the expense of my blood, as far back as 2013. They are into hotel and restaurant business at the expense of the blood of noble people of Kenya. While Millicent Bongo in 2019 had to come back to live here again, the FBI, Montgomery County Police, take over the mind because she has been paid as far back as 2010 to further the covering up of the killing of the noble people of Kenya. And Millicent Bongo had to, with the crime network, Nana Addo Akufo, crime network. I came to live here in October, under 1 month. They had to plot and get my uncle killed in secrecy to suppress me. Kenya, go check your immigration on Millicent Bongo. You realize that my uncle was eliminated in secrecy from life on the 6th of November 2019. A day after, on that same day, Millicent Bongo has left here on the 4th of November. You will see that she was made to leave, to flee to Kenya, to ensure that my uncle is killed behind her. She landed in Kenya just at the time. Within 2 days, my uncle, the network, and got my uncle eliminated. Blessed ones of the nations of the world, we have just begun the unfolding of this dangerous US undercover agent, Mary A. Miller and Millicent Bongo. Ghana, let's go to the next video and know what to do. This is not the problem which Ghana is facing. This is not it. This is just helping us to know who Millicent Bongo. We have just begun to know who Millicent Bongo is. Akwaba to the program. Testimony, New World Disorder. Noble people of Kenya, Akwaba, God bless you. God bless my homeland, Ghana. Let's go to what to do.